Living in a house versus living in an apartment. The debate between living in a house and living in an apartment has existed for as long as cities themselves. Each option comes with its own advantages and drawbacks, and ultimately, the choice depends on an individual's priorities, lifestyle, and values. Living in a house often evokes a sense of autonomy and permanence. A detached home typically provides more physical space, both indoors and outdoors. Residents may enjoy private gardens, patios, or yards where children can play freely or where one can cultivate flowers, vegetables, or simply bask in the sun. A house also offers greater freedom to modify one's surroundings. Repainting walls, expanding a kitchen, or adding a garage can be undertaken without the need for a landlord's approval. However, this freedom comes at a price. Houses demand constant upkeep. Leaky roofs, malfunctioning plumbing, and garden maintenance are the sole responsibility of the homeowner, both financially and practically. Moreover, houses are usually located farther from the urban core, which can mean longer commutes and less access to cultural and social opportunities. By contrast, apartment living represents convenience and efficiency. Most apartments are situated in the heart of cities, offering immediate proximity to restaurants, theaters, public transport, and workplaces. The sense of community is stronger, too. Neighbors live close by, and interactions in hallways or shared spaces can foster social connections. Additionally, many modern apartment complexes provide amenities such as gyms, swimming pools, or rooftop terraces, making everyday life more comfortable without the burden of maintenance. Yet, apartments inevitably sacrifice privacy and independence. Noise from adjoining units, restrictions on renovations, and limited storage space are frequent sources of frustration. Psychologically, the choice between house and apartment living also reflects different values. A house often symbolizes stability, family life, and long-term investment, while an apartment signifies mobility, adaptability, and modern urban living. Neither is inherently superior, rather, each caters to different stages of life. A young professional may relish the vibrancy of apartment living, whereas a family with children might prioritize the space and tranquility of a house. In the end, both lifestyles embody trade-offs. To live in a house is to embrace responsibility and independence, while to reside in an apartment is to accept limits in exchange for convenience. The key lies in aligning one's personal aspirations with the realities of one's chosen dwelling.
If I had to choose between living in a house and an apartment, I would carefully consider both options. My ideal house would be a spacious place in the countryside, surrounded by nature. It would have a large garden where I could grow vegetables and spend time outdoors. I would enjoy the privacy of a house, the freedom to renovate, and the peace of having no neighbors above or below me. However, I recognize that a house requires a lot of maintenance, and commuting to work or social events might be inconvenient. On the other hand, my ideal apartment would be located in the city center. It would have modern facilities, perhaps even a rooftop terrace with a view of the skyline. Living there would mean easy access to restaurants, theaters, and public transport. I would not need to worry about mowing lawns or fixing pipes, because the building management would handle those responsibilities. Still, I would have less privacy, and the noise of neighbors might become frustrating. If I had to decide, I would choose the apartment. At this stage of my life, convenience and proximity to culture are more valuable than space or independence. In the future, however, I might prefer a house for the stability and tranquility it provides.